Hello and welcome to the Buffy Club. I have not activated music because I thought that would probably not work well with the intro that you just saw. So let me activate the music now. And okay, so welcome to the stream. So welcome to the gaming sketching ground. Let me turn down the music a little bit. For me, not for you. Okay, so welcome. We are here for the Buffy Club. We are watching on our Discord. We are watching Buffy, the series, the original series, and we are now with episodes 7 and 8. We discuss who is the most important person, who has a standout role. Hello, Liana. Hi. Welcome, Anvi. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining today. So we rewatch Buffy, we discuss, and then we elect the one most important character or standout character of those episodes, and then I draw that during a live stream. And this is the live stream, so welcome. Hey, how are you? Liana, how are you? Anvi, thank you for joining today. I hope you're good. It's Friday, probably for you too. I think we are around a time where Australia does not have Friday right now. They have already Saturday morning, so that could be also the case. Let's switch to the drawing tab. So we elected Dala as our MVP because she's gone already. I don't know how it is with you, but when I am watching the series, or when I was watching it for the first time, I was surprised the second time around that she died that fast. And that it was so early. So, who knows? Time travelers? Who's time traveler? What did I miss? What have I said about time traveling? The Doctor. Last time. The Doctor, we had the Doctor last time. I hope I haven't again the Doctor somewhere in my setup and forgotten to remove it. So, exactly so. And if people do not know who Buffy is, Giles can sum that up much better than I can.
The Slayer hunts vampires. Buffy is a Slayer. Don't tell anyone.
And then we will start. Let me see the microphone that you can hear me the best. The Australians are time travelers. That's right. They are professional time travelers. I could also... Does it look cool when people see my microphone? Some people show their microphone. I can show it and not have it in the drawing setup. But I don't think we need that. Do we need that? Well, it's closer. You can hear me better. So let's work with microphone for today. Yeah, so let's start. Yeah. 919 subscribers. That was quite the ride yesterday. Thank you to everyone who was already a subscriber, and also thanks very much for all the new subscribers that came by. Probably most of them because Anne Reardon, who I have drawn, has published the link to my video, and they seem to like my picture. And I am very thankful for the traffic that they have directed to me. It is very nice, and I am very happy about it. And if you are if you're coming from Anne's channel, welcome, and thank you very much for spending time with me. Dada just seems to have much more screen time than she actually has, doesn't she? That is completely correct. It is crazy, but I think it's also because that character, like so many, like Principal Flutie, for example. I think I can start, can't I? Sometimes I start to ramble a little bit when I try to draw and speak. but most of the time it works. So you will keep me on course, won't you? I think it is really because they are so expertly crafted and shown the characters. So I think one of the things that helps you to understand the characters very well and get them close to your heart is you do not only get taught by the script and by what is happening. No, you do not get just taught by somebody. I don't know. For example, Buffy is not just running around and saying, Angel is very mysterious. Angel is acting mysterious, and we see it ourselves that he's kind of a mysterious guy. Darla, they do not just tell us that Darla is very, very sadistical. They show us in every situation, and that she is gets to off those 3 vampire guys who seem to be a big thing in the vampire world. Stuff like that, you know, they don't just tell you, they show you, and that I think helps a lot to identify with the characters. Identify with Darla is perhaps a difficult word, but I think you know what I mean. You feel like you understand them, you feel like you have seen them and know how they would act in other situations. It's not just somebody tells you. That is something I have seen. I got that idea mainly because I've seen a video that was surprisingly well done about why I think what was it, Captain Marvel? It was Captain Marvel, but on the other side was it Captain America? I'm not 100% sure actually, but it was on the other end. On the bat, the bat example was Captain Marvel, and they were talking about the other movie. I think it was Captain America, where they showed you instances where they were really showing you. Yeah, I think it was when you have that scene with the Captain America when he does not have his powers yet, when he is fighting that guy in the alleyway. They show you that he is a fighter, that he is willing to stand up even when he is scrawny and not powerful. He is standing up for what he believes in. He's a patriot, and you see that. They don't just tell you, or off screens, nobody comes in and says, oh, and by the way, Steve Rogers is a patriot. They show you, and they don't, in any instance in the Captain Marvel, they always tell you, oh, you don't have your emotions in check, and stuff like that. They just tell you. They never show you. They seem real. No, it was Captain America. I remember because it was that example but it would also work with Wonder Woman, because it also works very well in Wonder Woman. So it would have worked also with Wonder Woman, but I'm now pretty sure it was Captain America. And you know, I think it's true. It's completely true that it is one of the important things in storytelling. Is that they don't just tell you. It's not, the character should not stand there and tell you about another character what you should know. There should be a scene that shows you that the character acts there. Then you better understand, and they seem real, like you said, Liana. They seem more real. How do we start? I'm talking, and I don't exactly know. I've already tried to sharpen the eyes. I always go first for the eyes, because otherwise it could look a little bit creepy. I was actually thinking about taking another picture, but especially in the eye area, it was just not, there was not enough detail. I was thinking about transferring detail from here into the other picture, because the pose is relatively similar, but I started to draw the proportions and everything down, and it was already so hard, and I was thinking, no, it doesn't make sense. Unfortunately, it was a better picture. This is where they show us that she is very sadistic, because she has a lot of fun saving those 3 vampires from being undead anymore. So exactly. Show don't tell, exactly. A lot. The previous sentence was missing a lot. That what you have written. People seem to compare Captain America to one of them a lot. Yes. My daughter really wants you to draw the Doctor again. I am thinking about it. I would probably actually not do it. You would have to come over here and watch. I'm thinking about redrawing him on other paper. For example, the same picture on gray, just to see how it turns out. I'm kinda interested in that. I could also then stream on the Discord server. A special streaming session. But I'm very sorry. I cannot become a Doctor drawing channel. Drawing nothing anymore but the Doctor. There could be people that could be interested in that, but it's not the direction I was at least planning to push my channel. But anyway, that is what I think makes Buffy in parts. One of the things that make Buffy special, that you really have those wonderfully written characters that have a chance, even if they are only with you for 6 episodes, 7, right? She's often in episode 7. That they deliver you characters that are extremely memorable. And I don't think it's a spoiler, is it? There will be flashbacks, and you will have Darla again. So yes, stuff like that might also give you the impression that she is with the series for longer than she actually is. But I don't think that is the only factor. I think it is really because they are written this well, and one of the main reasons I think personally what makes them so well written is what we've been talking about. They show us how they are. They don't just tell us how they are. I know that you would not complain when I would become a Doctor only channel. I mean, you would already be busy drawing all the Doctors that ever were, right? That would keep me already busy for... If I would do one Doctor per week, that would be 12, 13? How many are there? I'm not exactly a Doctor fan, so please excuse my gaping knowledge there. Feels like something that, with the amount of submersion I have in a pop culture, something I should know. It's only 13, yes. I was thinking about along those lines, but I wasn't 100% sure. So Capaldi was number 12, and then we have... what's her name? I don't know. I haven't even seen one scene with her yet, so I have no idea about her character. Hey AK, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much. Rayan, hi. Welcome to the stream, how are you? I hope you are well. You too, AK. How are you? Jodie Whittaker. Yeah. I was about to ask, but what's her name as the doctor? But that is one of the dumbest questions that I came up with in a long time, I think. I'm very good, Rain. I'm very good. I'm celebrating today over 900 subs. Am I already at 920? I'm not sure. 990. When I started, it was 990. I'm waiting for the beautiful number of 920 again. But 990 is also a beautiful number, isn't it? So, thank you to everyone that might be new. Thanks to everyone who is a long-time viewer. And it is Friday. We were at the our dog had to go to the vet today, the small one. Small is relative in this case, and we have 2 dogs, and the smaller one had to go to the doctor because she has something on her foot. She doesn't even step on it anymore, but they did an X-ray, and it is not a terrible thing. However, for her it is a little bit terrible because she's not allowed to run at all for 2 weeks at least. So we normally would let them outside in the evening one time more before it goes to bed, so they can run around a little bit outside and do their business. And we cannot let her run alone. She will always have to be on a leash, so she doesn't even get the idea to run. And we're thinking about just going out with them, but I fear that she just starts running anyway all the time, and we will just be standing there and telling her no, 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 and it would just be not very nice feeling for her to always be told no, and then after 2 weeks she probably has learned to never even try to run anymore, you know? That is always something you have to think about with those buggers there. They tend to learn. Yes, poor puppy, she is. It is really, she is always looking anyway like something's chasing her, and she's just, so it is when she comes waddling towards you with not touching her feet on the ground, just hopping, it is it breaks your heart. Poor little puppy. We actually gave her, she loves, I don't know, what's Zitzak in English, do you know, Liana? She loves this beanie bag, bean bag. Beanie is a cap, right? But these bean bags, these big seats that are filled with little balls, I think bean bag, right? Something like that. She loves it, but we will now have to take it away from her because it might be that she sprained her ankle while going, trying to get down of it too fast or something. She really beanbag. Yes, thank you very much. Danas, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. How are you, Dana? Thank you very much for joining. I'm just talking about my poo-poo little doggy that had to go to the vet because she sprained her ankle. Yeah, and it is might be that it is that beanbag, but even if it was not the beanbag, it's just a matter of time that the beanbag will be the culprit that makes her sprain her ankle. But she loves it, so we were really, it is sad that we have to take that away from her, because when she came to us the very first day, she went upstairs to where we were living in another place also. She went upstairs to the TV room where we were also sitting, and she just climbed into that beanbag, and since then she just loves the beanbag. And so it's sad for her that we have to take it away, but it's already gone. So I'm starting with the eyes as always. Yeah, very poor girl. She's really, and she's so sweet. She's really the sweetest dog. She's not a cuddler like the big one. They are both not cuddlers. Also not with us, but she's also very afraid of other people in general, which is also a little bit sad because she's so soft and nobody else can feel it but us. Nobody believes us how soft she is. She's so cute. And we'll just add a little bit of I still have to take that vital decision for these pictures on the gray paper of where the balance is, you know, where's really white, that is clear, where is really real black, that is clear, but how to balance the grays in there, and where does the gray from the paper lie. I haven't decided yet, so it will go faster once we have taken that decision. Danas, you got your paper? Have you tried something? Is there something already that you can show? I'm also very willing to show stuff. The system isn't set up for that yet, but I can take a second to set it up. If somebody had something he wants to show in stream, I'm more than willing to show and talk about it. My streams are not that long, but if people want to do that, show stuff, let me show stuff, let us talk a little bit about it, and for that I might lengthen at one point the streams. Bye. Thank you very much for being here, Anbi. Have a good night of sleep. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm so sorry, Anbi. I missed that message. I hope you heard me say bye. I'm so sorry. The video will remain on the channel. Yeah, I'm so glad that you enjoy them. Thank you very much. If you see this later, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Danas, I did. I'm so excited. I'm working on a portrait of my son. I'm so happy with how it's coming out. You can always show it on the Discord. I'm really dying to see what you do with that. It is... Didn't I tell you? It's a little bit like a cheat code. Just using that white opens just something up in the pictures that just makes them so interesting. That the eye forgives minor flaws much more, I think. It's really a cheat code. I should make a video about that. White pens, the cheat code for drawing. I don't have physical proof though for that, so I don't feel like I could make a good video about that. Clickbaity video perhaps. But not a good one. Sorry. my fingers like to make noises. So she has actually, you don't see it that well, especially in the little picture, she has actually blue eyes. So they are not that dark. In the picture they of course look dark because there are She's a vampire. There are not many pictures of her with good lighting from the show. In vampires also tend to not have it very bright in their dwellings, so not too bright unnatural light, you know. She has that scene with Angel in his apartment. You can't call it crypt. And that's also not very well lighted. It's a mood thing, I think. Oh, by the way, I think I have again forgotten to press record. Yes, now we are recording. I'm not sure how to use that though. Let me quickly check if my... Yeah, we have enough space on the disk. Not that that will become an issue. Yeah, so, okay. Where are all the people that voted skanky mergers over Angel, by the way? I'm not sure. They're not here yet. And they might just enjoy the time-lapse videos afterwards. I hope they do. But I was thinking about voting. I did this time. I did not vote. I sometimes keep my vote back to have a vote to cancel perhaps something that I really do not want to draw. I was thinking about voting for Angel, but I was thinking there would be so many instances where we can draw him, where we will draw him. Not only can, there for sure we will draw him a couple of times. So I was thinking, why not give Dana the spotlight this time? I also like that Buffy was created, and the first season was created in a time where everything was very punky and gothic and stuff, but especially Darla, she's so normal from her general appearance. You know, she doesn't have these crazy makeup, and that actually opens the stage then later for, let's not spoiler, but other a bit more old-fashioned and so on, that opens that up a little bit for others that are coming. And she's just really very regular, a regular girl more or less, and I like that. Doesn't work with, it works, the series works with cliches, but is subverting them and is using them when it is using them normally a little bit more creative than just in your face. Angel likes a brood. Yes, he does. I guess you can do that better in the dark. Probably. Something with the shape of the eye is not yet right. It looks a little bit like she looks so, but this eye is coming out of her head a little bit. Not yet sure what that is. Something with the shape probably. If somebody is wondering why we have pretty rocky music in the background, it is a new playlist. It is a couple of weeks old, from Henrik Heller. Henrik Heller? I always mistake the first name. I don't have the name here right now. Heller, the Stream Beats. They're called Stream Beats. It's music that is, you can use. It is rights free. You do, as a streamer or video creator, you do not have to be afraid to run into any licensing traps or something, which is an important thing to consider when you are streaming or creating videos. And it is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice playlist. It's the first one that is a bit more sophisticated, I would say. He has a lot of music also that we've also already used in terms of a bit more club music, easier music, not a lot of singing in the background music that vanishes a little bit, but by design. He also has a dubsteps playlist, but that is the one we normally are using. But for Buffy, I thought the rock playlist would be pretty cool. Thing is, it is only an hour long, so I have to notice, which is not always something I do easily, when it runs out, and either restart it, probably I will just once restart it, or I have to change to another playlist. So Dana, if you feel comfortable with what you have produced yet, will you produce videos about that? Will you show time-lapse or something of you drawing those pictures, or are you drawing them just for fun? If you're drawing your son, you probably will not publish that, will you? Are we already at the end? Oh, we are already at the end. It's not even an hour. The other ones are instrumental, so we will change into another playlist. So okay, so I think we will go a little bit on a different, because it looks something is not correct with the eye yet, but we will figure that out. The nose seems to be in the right place. We will add the mouth now very lightly, and then I will go to town with the white pencil, because we will use it a little bit. Oh, we will see. But on the nose, for example, you see that those highlight areas, we will definitely use the white for that. On the teeth, we will use it. And later on the hair a lot also. But let's just start and make it all a bit coherent. That sound is all over the radio at the moment also. It is quite interesting. I do not know the story. I know the story of the song in general. This is something that came out of TikTok, of all places. There was somebody. It's really cool. If you haven't seen that, if it runs across my path again on TikTok, I will send it your way. Somebody, you can on TikTok, I think you do not have that much TikTok experience, do you? You can on TikTok just not only create those 1-minute clips, you can also take other guys and then add to them. It's called a duet, I think, a duet or a stitch. There are different ways to do it, and they have different names. And somebody was starting with this song, and then another one was adding a second voice on top of that, and in the end I think six main sung this song in 6 different keys, and it just really sounds amazing. Very much like this, but still a little bit cooler somehow. And that was very viral. And then, of course, somebody made this a commercial song. Commercial, but in that sense that actually it seems, and I do not know the facts around that, it seems that Henrik Heller has the right to use it in his playlist. This is now the instrumental version of... I don't know if somebody's there who knows more about that. But I found it interesting when I found it in that playlist. That sounds really awesome. It was really that was one of the viral things that really were viral for a reason. You probably, when you just Google or in YouTube, if you enter, oh, the camera died. Let me see why. Ah, because the camera died. The app died. Oh, it started again. That is good. Because we had that in another stream not too long ago, and it did not recover. I had to restart, and then the stream, I had 3 files on YouTube for one stream, and that is not a good thing to have. Yeah, it is really. If you Space Kitty, exactly. Have you seen my Space Kitty? I love my Space Kitty. If you just put Wellerman, probably just Wellerman or Wellerman song or Wellerman TikTok in YouTube, you will probably directly get to enough people who have re-uploaded it in hoping to get all the views. So I have to say, always when I look into Buffy, into the stream, available stream, that HD version that is so terribly butchered, it always hurts again because it looks so good. From a resolution standpoint, and it looks so much cleaner, and it always hurts to see it and just think how much it butchers everything. I will have forgotten that by the time stream is over. Perhaps I remember, and then we can. Dana, you didn't write. I didn't video this time. I might next time. I really like the Grand White. Right? It is just so much fun. I might stick to that a lot in the future. I already said in the last stream, I think I found my medium combination. So do you have which white pencil do you have now? Is it the one I proposed to you, or have you found something else, something cool on your shopping trip? So looks like a mustache. This part, yeah. I think with the lower lip already, this should look less mustachy. You know. I hope. So I was considering a picture of Darla with her game face, with her vampire face. But probably with other vampires that we will draw more than once. I would probably have to do that with Spike, for example. I also feel like they got a little better with time. Not extremely different, but somehow better. I think I will put away the... I don't have to be careful that music runs out anymore. So I will get rid of the headphones. So we have very, very dark here in the background. We will do that with our very, very dark pencil. Could only find the white color pencil from Faber-Castell. I have other white pencils. I just haven't looked since I got home. Okay, it is really a completely different beast. I think I told you I have the Polychromos also here, the Faber-Castell one, and it is a completely different beast than the Cortea Paris. Cortea Paris, I think. Completely different. You won't call the Faber-Castell white anymore when you have tried the other one. But it's a good start. It's not like it isn't worth anything. It is a good pencil. The other one is just so amazing. It is even extremer than with the black. I also am madly in love with the black version. But the difference between the Staedtler Mars Lumograph Black, I'm not sponsored for anything. The darkness level you can achieve, it is much closer. It is still extreme difference, and I love the difference, and therefore I use both. But yeah, it is very, very different. So for example, here's a good Spike has a good game face and apps. We will see if we paint those apps. You have to nominate then Spike and his apps in that episode. My black pencil just got here today. You have the Pierre Noir? You have ordered that one? It is. You just have to be really careful when you sharpen it because it is so soft. But it is just a dream. Do we have a Mr. Squeaky now too, Danos? I hope so, because it really is game changer. So we will just we will use both whites now next to each other, or more or less on top of it. I have now. I should have taken the other one first. We will see. So we have a highlight on the white. So I'm using. That's why it's good to have both. I am using the Polychromos. And then we will use for the highlights on the white, we will use the pastel. Not sure if you can see the difference, but I think you can. I've already told that my dog is a little bit ill today. I just heard some strange noises. I will quickly run for a second and leave you with a break just to make sure. I'll be back in a second. I think the noise came from outside. The big one is roaching on the couch and she's lying on. They have so many places where they can lie. It's not terrible that I had to remove the beanbag. The Black Panther, the Pierre Noir, is Mr. Squeaky. It was dubbed in the very first days of my live stream. It was dubbed by the chat as Mr. Squeaky because it was just really squeaky. When you use it on bigger places and with a little bit more force, it can squeak quite a lot. There were people that really liked that, and there were people that weren't the biggest fan of the squeak. It was not you, it was the Australians. I miss my Australians. With the change of the time of the stream, it's not very Australian friendly now. So, I think we are actually, I did not plan originally to do so much on the lips already. But here we are. I have to do the white from time to time. I have to clean them a little bit. You see, it is a great white, but this is just whiter. I think you can see it. So, but it is perfect to have for the a bit more muted highlights around here that are lighter than the general really light highlights on the nose, for example, where we will just go to town with this one. I think it is also a little bit dirty. Is there a way to get them clean without just trying to get it by drawing? Probably just sharpen them, right? Good luck, Liana. Yes, Dana's has a Mr. Squeaky. I think the white one you could dub Mr. Scratchy because it is pretty loud. I don't know if you can hear that already, but if I go a little bit wilder down here, I think you can hear it. So with the white, you can actually draw on top of the white. That is very cool. And even if I now draw too much, if I put too much white on too much places, I can just drain it in later with pencil. So that's also a good thing. It can probably already be classified as mixed. How is it called? Mixed something. That I'm using pastel and pencil and I don't know what. So there is a lot of light on the nose, but there's also a little bit of shadow that comes from the hair, because the light is so from the very top, so it is not unblocked everywhere. So it is an interesting but not completely easy lighting situation. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to see what you do with those pencils, Dana. And then we will go back also. I will sharpen this one again a little bit. It is really blunt at this point. That's the good thing with the polychromos. It is not that prone to break. And then we have light reflection on the nose. And we can also put on here it looks a bit strange now without all the other lighting considerations around it, but we will fill in the blanks, and then it will look better. Yeah, but it is. I think it brings me to a result that I want to have, you know. I don't care that much about calling it a pure pencil portrait or something. I have those. And I started to add then a little bit more contrast by using the black stone. That was the first step, more or less. And even with the pencils, and this Mars Lumograph Black already is a completely different thing than, for example, the mechanical one that I'm also using a lot, which is just normal, I don't know, normal lead. It's not really lead, is it? But it was lead at some point. So I think it is about the result and what you want to achieve. A pure, some people, very amazing ballpoint pen art, for example, where I'm always thinking, how can you do something like that without having the possibility to erase something? There it makes sense just to take this one medium. I haven't seen somebody using more than one color. That could also look interesting. Oh, I think I have seen. It was pretty cool. But there it makes sense. But if you are drawing black and white, I think everything is fair game as long as it's black or white. And even if you want to add color, that's also fine. Why limit yourself? I don't have to erase that because there will be a lot of black there anyway. Would be pretty superfluous to erase that now. Actually, it's not wrong, but actually I wanted for those really light grays, I wanted to use the mechanical pencil actually. So it is very, on the gray, the mechanical pencil works very well for the real lightest of gray. Much better than on the white, actually. So far on my portrait I have used the mechanical pencil and a 6B for some dark parts plus the white. Yeah, that is already a good range that you can have. If you use this one for very black, then there's not much in between that you need. And you don't need that also anyway. You know what I mean. But I couldn't ask for... I don't need a better... I don't need a whiter white. This white is quite uncontrollable. It is very difficult to achieve a lighter white with this. It gets very intense very quickly. That's why I am also using the polychromos, because that is much more easier to handle with not that extreme whiteness, you know. That is something worth mentioning probably. But so I might still... I have a couple of other whites also. I had them tested and talked about them in a video. In a video. I've made a video about that. And there you can see the different whites, other whites that I've also tested. There is an American, for example, an American company that makes a very good white one. If you don't have this one, Conter Paris, or if you cannot get it easily, this other one. I actually had a little bit of trouble. I had to wait a long time for that to arrive to me. If you're interested in that pencil, I can just look at it here on the table, but I'm not... Ah, here it is actually. Charcoal white. It is a charcoal white. This is also very, very good. It is not too far away. I could actually try that if it gives me more control. Actually, it might. So I might have to add another pencil to my arsenal, to my regular arsenal. But yeah, that is also a good one. So now it is, I have to go in again and add a complete layer of shading on this side of the face, and then there is a lot of shading we have to add there. I will not add the other white. I'm now that I have remembered that I have that lying around, I now have the urge to use it, but I don't want to mix too much now. Oh, by the way, we also have, of course, the eyebrows, which are interestingly more visible because of the light and shadow around the eyes, because of the strange lighting we have. And she has quite light eyebrows. Not blonde one, mind you. You might have that one actually, then try that. It's also very good. You do not necessarily need, I think the Conter Paris probably gets a little bit whiter, but it is also it is more difficult to control it, to get it to not that extreme whites. So in the long term, the general one could be better, or not better. Have easier to use, or it would be the better option for more use cases. Let me say it like that. So the right eye is still somewhat strange. I don't know yet why. I haven't found the reason and the fix. Might be that I have to go out of the stream without that probably fixed. That would drive me a little bit crazy, but we will see. So we have this. Yeah, check it out. And as I said, if you want to always post something on the Discord, or if you don't want to post your kid there, which I could totally understand, then don't. So it is interesting. The gray paper also has an interesting, I think it is a little bit too coarse, which works for the portraits I have done with it for now very well. But if it gets this coarse, it also stops you from adding too much detail, which I think is for the Buffy portraits pretty ideal, because you do not have that good material, as I have said now more than once. You don't have that good reference images with that much resolution, not that much detail. So automatically the coarseness seems like it hides something, like you would have added the detail but the paper is hiding it. So it always makes it appear as if the picture is more detailed than it is. So that I should do some of those things like as cheat codes. Using paper like this, or using white as a pencil on gray. I could call it drawing cheat codes. Wouldn't be the first wording it a little bit clickbaity. So is it still recording? Sometimes I have to check for the. It is not. Why isn't it? Because of this. Darn. I probably have to take the recording from YouTube again. I'm recording the drawing separately also, so I have it already here available and do not have to wait for the processing of YouTube, because that takes a day normally, which is a long time, but that's not the worst part. I am, as you can see, adding some things for the live stream which I do not want to have in the time-lapse video. For example, the slideshow you can see right now, or my face, which I am hiding normally under my logo, which is this great thing that you can see around the face cam. That is the shape of my logo. So, and that is fine and good, and I can do that, but it hides parts of the picture. So I would prefer not to have to do that. But for some reason it always went wrong with the recording. And I have to use the one from YouTube. First world problems, right? He was like 3 and he is 12 now. Yeah, I think that is okay. I'm a bit paranoid with that. I would not, even if my brother, for example, would say, no worries, take a picture of your nephew and use that online. I don't think I would. I don't like the thought. It might be paranoid. In these times, everyone is online anyway. Probably even my nephew. But I would also not use pictures of kids in WhatsApp, and everyone is doing that, right? So I'm not sure yet where we will end up with this picture. It's not like the Principal Flutie one, which I hated. It's not like the Scott Pilgrim one from the last stream on Wednesday, which I started to like pretty quickly. I'm not sure where we will be landing with this. It doesn't seem like a complete catastrophe out of the box. It looks pretty okay, but I'm not sure, especially also because of that eye. I think it is a bit better now. By the way, let me add, that is always something that helps. Let me add with the gel pen, the white in the eye. The light reflection, not the white in the eye. The white in the eye we have already. So that always gives it a little bit. But it's too small for me to see here, but I think you can. Why doesn't nobody tell me? It seems like the picture has paused. Not on the camera there. Please don't be crashed again. No, you should see it. Oh, something. I don't know if there was something wrong, but if there was something wrong, it is fixed now. Strange. I don't know what that was. It's working again. So, you should see me now again, drawing. I don't know what that was. So, I just noticed that the white in the eye did not appear on the stream. So I was thinking, is it too small? Do the pixel not record that? Do they hide it? Because I drew was too small in previous pictures, but yeah, there it is. I don't know what was the case. Opening up all the windows fixed it. Sure. With the proportions here. In this area. I think it's too sharp. But I think it works for now. So I think I have to rework the upper lip. But that is something we will still have time for, by the way. 1 hour in, okay. So, if you are new, today is a themed stream. We have every Friday our Buffy Club stream, where we draw a character selected from 2 episodes of the series. We are discussing, honestly, it's not that lively of discussions yet, but every new person will add to that on our Discord. We will decide on who is a standout character in those 2 episodes, which are all often very different episodes, but you have to we cannot do single episodes, or we would be more than a year working on the series. And also it is difficult enough to limit yourself to 2 episodes, and some people struggle to watch 2 episodes in 1 week already. So we are working for now with 2 episodes, and then we select and vote for the character that has stood out most, and then I draw that character. We had in the very first stream, we had Jessie as the reason why the Scooby Gang came together. We had for episodes 3 and 4 Giles, because it was his first showing and outing, where he has also shown that he's not just a watcher and trainer, but he also saves Buffy's life. He isn't afraid to get his hands dirty to help his Slayer, which we don't know at that point, but it's not necessarily something that every watcher would do, probably. Then we have episodes 5 and 6, where we elected Prince Befluti, who isn't with us anymore and who died too young. He was a nice guy. And got a portrait. I actually, when I posted the video on Twitter, I looked for the actor, and I added also the actor in my posting, but I think it's a pretty dead Twitter account. Because I think the only tweet was from 2017 or something. So I don't expect him to react anymore. Not sure if I like how the shadow appears. But we will keep it like this for now and add the other dark areas around the face. We have something pretty dark around here, which we have already a little bit shaded, and probably can add also a light white sheen here. not too white. That's why I use the polychromos. You can get it also to draw a little bit whiter by adding a lot of layers, but I like to use it for the not as extreme areas to just give it this light white sheen. There are clearly much more white areas on the face that should be highlighted more, so with the polychromos I have a lot of control to draw those areas a little bit less obvious. Hello Gargi, thank you very much. Gargi Art Gallery. Sorry. Is it already so late that I can't speak anymore? Thank you very much and welcome to the stream. I hope you're well. So here we have to add a little bit of a shadow that gives us more information about the contour of the nose. But it is very muted. So we have to be careful not to make too visible lines. It has to lose itself to a certain degree. So then the shadow of the nose loses itself here in this line, which probably also has a name, because everyone has this line to a certain degree at least. We also have to blur that, because it's never a sharp line. It always depends on what you want to do, but if you want to go realistic, I've seen a lot of beginner making that mistake. I always struggle to call it mistake, because is it a mistake? If you want to draw something completely realistic, yes, but anyway, a lot of people draw in the beginning lines in a face very clear, and areas where different shadings meet as very strictly divided. And that is one of those factors which make faces look a little bit less natural, which can be something that you're going for, so it can be completely valid. But it is something that takes reality away to a certain degree from a portrait, because there are not a lot of real lines in a face, and with every line that you draw, you have to consider, is that a line that perhaps you are just using it as I used this line as just a placeholder for something I have to still address, and just to start it and then start blurring to the left side, to the right side. But you have to review all the lines in the face. Is there really a line? Of course you have some lines in the mouth area or around the eye. Sometimes depends on the lighting on the nose, but less so than you would assume if you have never reflected on that. There aren't many lines when you see a nose. There aren't many sharp lines. Normally it is really just a shaded area. And the lines are sometimes just created in your head because you have so many light and dark differences. So if you are trying to draw portraits and you are a beginner, look at your portraits and see if you perhaps are drawing a lot of sharp lines which might not be there. In the original. I'm still not sure if I am on the right path. I was just, now when I was concentrating on it, I was thinking, don't like it that much. When I was looking at the small version, it has kind of that strange goofy expression that she has in the original. So it's not too far off. Am I happy yet? No, of course not. I don't know if I'm looking forward to the hair. It might be pretty fun to draw it because there will be a lot of white in there. And that seems to work a little bit better than if that's not. If I just have to work with black, but we will see. So when I look at the small one, it looks pretty okay. That means we perhaps do not have the details pinned down, but it looks like the proportions are pretty okay. Working pretty well, which is also already a big plus. Because if there was something really wrong with the proportions, that would at this point not easily fixable. Because a lot of those more dark areas that I have shaded would oppose to being erased. So how do we move forward with that side of the face? We have a shadow here. I'm just thinking if there should be more white over here. General, in the general cheek area everywhere. Because it is kind of the same color as here, so we probably should add again a little bit white with the not as solid white one. But we also have the shadow of the hair. It is not the easiest lighting situation. So this is the shadow we have on the face. You have to make sure that the hair matches the shadow later, because otherwise it looks a bit strange. The shadow is kind of a hard line, not completely. So yeah, something like that. And then we have near that line bit of a more bright part of the skin. We are shading the shadow again already, so this is also an area that we can. As you can see, I have pre-drawn some of those areas already when I was working on the proportions in the very beginning. If you do that and are pretty if you trust the proportions you have put in, then some of these areas, like this, is just as if you would fill in a coloring book. So it is work well invested in the beginning to measure and make sure. Thank you very much, Danas. Thank you for saying that it looks good. So it is a difficult lighting situation here and the neck, because it looks a little bit as if she has a very massive neck. I don't know how to word it differently, because there is a strange lighting situation. But she does not have that, so I'm not sure if how to work with that. It looks very, not sure if it is the picture or if it is me. it is a bit, at least, also the picture. So I might just lie a little bit to get it to look a little less bloated. So we'll add a little bit of very light shading. I'm not even sure, although here that we need a little bit more dark. We'll add a little bit light shading overall, which I'm not too sure that you can even see it that good on the video. That well on the video. Just a little bit. These very light gray areas. So the area which we have not addressed at all is the upper lip here, so that also makes it look a bit strange. So if we add that, that could also just make it look a little bit more coherent. So okay. This side of the nose is also one of those areas which we have ignored for now. We'll also add a little bit of shading there. And then we have almost all the areas, I think, considered once. It can very well be that we have to return to a lot of them again to make the shading coherent and the lighting coherent. And something is bothering me. Not too happy. Something is not correct around this area. Also here on the bridge of the, not this is the bridge of the nose, right? This area here is also not dark enough. I think we have to go a lot darker in some places on this side of the face, but it helps often to have the hair also already in place. To see better where to go darker also, you know, to have a first view of everything together and to understand better the light and dark. But I'm still a bit hesitant to go for the hair. But at some point I have to. And this point comes now. City, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for watching. Do you only do pencil drawings or do you sometimes dabble in other styles such as paint or pastels? I am always a little bit hesitant with color, as I am partially at least colorblind. I have a couple of colored things. If you haven't seen it, it's still one of my favorites with a little splash of color. It's watercolor on a pencil. It would be my Harley Quinn one. I would recommend that to you. It's still one of my favorites. I've added a couple of colors that are signature colors of Harley Quinn. And it worked pretty well, I think. And I have done a portrait completely with watercolor vision. So if you want to see those, let me start the slideshow. You have vision in there. I'm not sure if you have Harley in there. There is a little bit of red in the Joker. There is the vision one that I've been talking about. And there should be a Harley coming up also. But it's a bit small, so you do not necessarily see all the color details. Oh, was she already? Have I missed her? Was she already in the... There would not be a reason why I would not have added her to the slideshow. So I think she should be in there. So I am dabbling with color, but still not a lot. I am looking to expand that a little bit, to also make more in color. I've recently come across your channel, so I haven't watched all videos yet, but thank you, I will check that out. Do so, and thank you very much for spending time with me. I very much appreciate it, and thank you so much for dropping by in the live channel. Those are some where I've added color. Not so successful, in my opinion, was my portrait the portrait in general is okay, but the red I've added to not Scarlet Witch, to Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. I always confuse the names because Scarlett Johansson and Scarlet Witch always throws me off when I'm talking English at least. So that is, I have added a little bit of red there also, but I was there and I'm still am a little bit experimental more with colors, not that used to them. And I put on the color afterwards, and some of the pencils I'm using, for example, the Pierre Noir one, is very soft, and they kind of start to act, if you're not careful, with water like paint. So when I added the red, it started to get a little bit murky with the black. So it is not too obvious, so I probably should not point everyone directly to there being a little bit of an issue with that. It did not completely ruin the picture, but at least to a point where it you can ask the question if it ruined the picture. if you understand what I mean. So, and thank you very much for joining me. I'm very happy that you do. So I'm drawing mostly superheroes and content creators that I like very much, especially with content creators. I draw them when I enjoy their channel, their content. And if you are a Buffy fan, today is a Buffy themed. I have every Friday a Buffy themed stream. We are now already in the fourth week, I think. 1 month of doing this, where you can join the Discord if you want to. I have a Discord in every other video but the live videos. So there's down in the description a link to my Twitter account, to all those social medias, and also to the Discord if you want to join that. Not just when you want to join our Buffy club, we call it, but in general you can also, of course, if you draw yourself, for example, we have an area where you can also drop that and ask for advice or just show what you have done if you would like to share it. So I have a little bit of light playing around the eyebrows here. Still not. Something is bothering me with this one. I'm not sure. I think it's not terrible, but something is bothering me, and I cannot put my finger on it yet. I always am taking a step back from the portraits after the stream and often change something or adjust something later after the stream, but you will always see the complete time lapse in the time lapse. So you will see everything in the time lapse, even stuff that I have not done in the live. So there's nothing secret happening. Sometimes the camera is not catching everything, and sometimes the time-lapse itself hides stuff because it's such a fast time-lapse that it doesn't show every picture, of course, every single frame, but in general the time-lapse has shown you everything. And if you have questions, anybody of the new ones has questions about anything, just ask. I try to answer everything in the comments, but as I said, there's also a Discord that you can join. Let me quickly look up the link. You can post the link if you are interested. So give me a second. Here is the link to the Discord. You are very much invited to join. I also post all the pictures there. We have a meme area, of course. Every Discord has a meme area down there. And very, very nice people. So I think I have to start with the hair now. I think I have procrastinated long enough that we have to go for the hair. I'm just quickly checking also time. We still have time, but not that much left. So normally I stream for 2 hours. That will probably get a bit longer in the future. But for now we are still at our mark. So with the, we have a lot of white. This is, for example, a pastel. If you're still there, Celie, this is a pastel. I mix a little bit here, especially on the gray paper. This is a pastel white. It works very well on gray paper. So I'm just cheating a little and using that with the other pencils. I have very old pastels there, and I enjoy using the white so much that I was thinking of adding perhaps a couple of pastels also to use them more or less the same way as I'm using this white or pencils in general, to have a bit more interesting color dots, accents. So she looks a bit crazy, but she looks very much crazy on the original, so that's not an issue. That's a feature. So I'm starting with the white because it makes sense to start with the lightest one, because it's always difficult to draw with light on darker colors, obviously. And also this pastel really does not want to be drawn on the penciled areas. That's really a thing that I noticed. If you want to work with these materials, you have to really consider that that you have to really leave the spaces you want to draw with this white on in the open. It's not like a gel pen that I am using for the white in the eyes that you can just sit on top. Makes it very easy. Is a very good thing to use to have very white areas in otherwise difficult to it's difficult to make sure that you have a really small clean white dot in there if you cannot do it with something like a gel pen. And so I like to use that, but with this is the other way around. You have to make sure that you have not drawn anything underneath, or the white will merge with that black immediately, and if you're lucky still have a little bit of lightness, but normally it goes really murky. I'm not native English speaker, so sometimes I'm speaking strange, so forgive me for that. But your name, Celie, although in Norway can also mean that you have moved to Norway, so you use pastels from time to time too, but you haven't invested in pastel pencils yet, though. It's on my list of things to get. This white one is really, I love it. So if that is any indication, it is a good idea to try those pencils. I've not tried. Do you have a channel that I can check out also? Or do you have an Instagram or something? I still have so much also to learn with colors. I have by now a bit of an experience with pencils and stuff, but I still want to learn so much with colors. It's an account I share with my husband for updating overseas family. Ah, okay. You're Norwegian and he's in. Ah, okay. So it's so you by design have to know quite good English, or is he speaking? He probably also has learned Norwegian, right, for family and stuff. But you probably have learned a lot more English since you have met him, and he probably has learned a lot more Norwegian, I would expect. I think we will not work for the hair actually with the light pencil. It looks a bit not fitting to the more coarser style that we have now. He speaks Norwegian, yes. Still learning though. I believe that. I don't have any clue about the Norwegian language, but I think it's not that easy, is it? I don't know. I haven't heard much Norwegian, to be honest. There's not that many, you know, language like, for example, Spanish you bound to hear from time to time, also in movies and stuff. I haven't heard that much Norwegian, I think. I speak English at the level of a mother tongue almost. I've spoken English since I was 6. Okay, also with in your family then something? Although in the country itself, is it taught very much? I don't know, for example, TVs, do you have dubbed TV shows, or are you listening to English and have a subtitle or something? I'm also of the opinion that my English is pretty good, but could still be better, especially when I'm a bit more tired. It starts to go downhill fast. And I'm thinking about working on getting rid of my accent. Somebody in the comments said I sound a lot like woudl, and I'm not sure I want that. I'm not sure if that was meant as a compliment or without any giving it any quality, or if it was derogatory. I don't know. I take it as a compliment. So we do not really see any detail in the hair that I'm drawing here. I do not see single strands in this area at least. There are of course more there, but this is a difficult area to even draw. It is more a amorphous blob in the picture. We're talking about pretty bad quality of the picture in the end. So we'll just pretend that this is also a lighter area with white. It is kind of but not as extreme as I'm drawing it now, but after all, we have a little bit of artistic freedom here. Thank you very much, Danas. So it looks like the hair works pretty well the way I am drawing it right now. I'm not a very good hair drawer. That is not a term. You just said I have a good English. I have a good English? It's also not good English. And I'm proving you wrong directly. I'm so sorry, Dana. Very sorry. I don't like drawing hair. I'm not very good at it. But this looks like it works out here pretty. It looks a bit strainy is not the word. It's a bit of a misappropriation of the German word. Strähnig. But this also looks kind of... I'm not sure if she has a wig. It looks a little bit like a wig. I don't think she had a wig. But her hair looks a bit... dry. In this picture. Thank you very much, Dana. It works pretty okay. The thing is, with all the shadows and so on, if I would not draw it a little bit more I need to make sure that you can see single strands of hair, although you cannot really see them in the quality of the picture. Because the quality is so bad. I feel like I've said that a couple of 100 times already. But if you cannot see the strands of hair in my version, it would not be... You would not be able to say where is hair and where is shadow. And that would kind of ruin all of it. So... I think actually it comes together to a certain degree. I think that I have to work later a little bit more on getting it more in the overall face, get it smoothed out a little bit, but I could also just live with how it looks now, just because it has a certain style. It adds a little bit. I would just sharpen this again because I had it sharper there, and now that I have those single strands visible, I have to do it everywhere. I might leave the more sharp light and not blend it in too much. That is... it's kind of working. And with this blonde hair, I also do not want to with darker hair, you normally have it more or less a complete. You fill the area with hair and single strands of hair to get that effect and the darkness. She is very light. She has very light hair, so I'm using just a couple of strands to show that there is hair and that it also fits the complete head. But we will leave it, a lot of it, in the gray. Still, there are differing levels of darkness and light, and we have to make sure that we have that also represented. Prasanna, hey, welcome. What was cool? The hair? Always unhappy with the hair that I draw, so. Not 100% sure what you mean. So we add a little bit more of the very dark areas into the hair to give it a bit more three-dimensionality. Add here in the darkness also a little bit of a layer of differing levels of darkness. Yeah, hair looks great. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've still to. It helps to have a couple of darker strands then also in there to just give it a bit of a texture, you know, a little bit of a dimensionality. I might have to work on that hair still after the stream, but for now I think it works pretty okay. You always brought some uniqueness in every. Oh, so that's so kind of you to say. Thank you very much. I try my best, you know. So we have a little bit of light more. Let's add a little bit of light there. It's a very difficult area here because where the hair meets the forehead, I kind of have to be careful that the shading on the forehead differs from how you drew the hair. But I think it works. It's not perfect, but what is? And I also think we need more contrast in the eye area. She doesn't have that much makeup. I already said in the beginning that I think it's interesting that Dala as the poster vampire in the beginning. I like that she is not that typically gothic-y girl. That's more or less would also ruin the surprise in the very first episode at the beginning with her. But she still has quite a strong makeup around the eyes. That was a bit very strong what I have drawn there, but I can reduce that a little bit and it still doesn't ruin the picture, I think. So yeah, I still will have to work a little bit more on the nose. That is not perfect, but because of this very strange lighting, it fortunately is not very obvious. So I have to be careful. The whites work very different, but they look very similar. So I have to be careful that I don't use the pastel for these areas because it would be much too strong. And it only really differs by this gold line. So much patience you have, really. Thank you very much. Hello, Liana. Yes, that is not very soon, but you made it. Welcome in your evening. Yeah, we are almost done. So this is our result. It is still not as clean as I would like. So I will probably look at that. Yeah. But it worked out better than I thought in between. Still not sure. Also the neck area is pretty okay. Thank you very much, Dana. Your day is just starting, going to do some painting. Do that and let me know how it turns out, especially when you are experimenting with your white pencils. I'm very interested in seeing those results. So share them whenever you feel comfortable in doing so. And have a lot of fun and have a great weekend. Thank you very much for joining me today in my stream. It's always a pleasure having you here. We are also almost done, so you won't miss too much. So we'll have to consider increasing the shadow on this right side of the face. Gets a little bit lost. I am a friend of strong contrasts, and it gets a bit flat. So we might want to work on that. Thank you very much, Dana. I might have to still work on that. But it is not a ruined portrait, I would say. So I think we have our fourth portrait, right? It's the fourth, yeah. think this is also still not 100% where I want to have it. This side of the face. And also the upper lip needs a bit more work. Yeah, but I think that's it for today. This was a Buffy-centric stream. Next week again, we will have on Wednesday something different, and then on Friday also again a Buffy-centered stream. So if you are a Buffy fan, or if you want to become one, join our Buffy club. We there are always 2 episodes that everyone will watch in the course of a week, and then we will discuss those on the Discord and nominate and then vote for somebody that is a standout character for those 2 episodes. In this case, for example, Dala, which looks, as Liana pointed out, fittingly manic in this picture, and I think she looks like that in the picture, so I take that as a compliment. And yeah, next time we will be looking at, let me quickly take a look, what are the episodes? We have ignored now the I, Robot Eugene episode. I did not even talk about it too much, but it is one of the weakest in the first season, and especially when you pit it against the episode number 7, Angel, as we had in this case. So yeah, let's move on. Number 9 and 10, The Puppet Show and Nightmares. For some reason, Nightmares is an episode that is for me a standout episode of the first season. It is a Monster of the Week, not a very strong story episode, but for some reason I will think about it and we can discuss it in the next stream. I don't want to spoil anyway now. The Puppet Show is also pretty, I think, also quite interesting and well written. So if you watch them now with us in the course of the week, enjoy. We will discuss then on the Discord and then nominate, and then we will meet again on next Friday. Thank you very much. As always, all the live streams will be condensed into a time-lapse video. You can find all of them on this channel that you're on right now. And yeah, this one will join. This one will be released on Thursday next week, then, one day before the next stream. Yeah. Tragically very important for Willow's character development. Which one? The one with the robot? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, for spending time with me. I had a lot of fun. I hope you too. I hope you will join me in one of the next streams or on my channel. Leave me a comment on any video. I would love to hear from you. And see you soon. Goodbye.